Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video. Now welcome to another POV commentary. Today we're running Darius in the top lane. And what I will say is we missed first blood. So this was in one of those recording sessions that I was recording late at night. Wasn't not recording. I was playing late at night. Wasn't streaming. Wasn't planning to record. But basically I started to record late. Because I personally looked at Professor late, obviously the software that I use to look at people's ratings, and I noticed something interesting. I noticed that the NEEKO against us, two things. One, I recognized the name. Secondly, it was a challenger player last season. So this is actually a challenger one-trick NEEKO pretty much. And some of you might even recognize the name, because in my Challenger Spectates that we do occasionally, this person has been in those episodes. I might have even watched this player specifically, but yeah. And I was like, damn, I'm against somebody that was Challenger. I recognize their name. They've definitely been in episodes that I've done. Let's give it a go. We're playing Darius, and this is one of those classic matchups that is, in theory, terrible for Darius. This is one of those ranged matchups that a lot of people like to complain about, and this episode hopefully will show you guys how do you deal with the ranged matchup. Worth noting our team comp. Obviously, I'm not a massive fan of the team comp. We have a funnel situation going on, but it's like a funnel, non-funnel. Like, they're doing the boosting strat, but at least they're not doing actual funneling. Like, the Lulu isn't. The Lulu is farming in mid lane. Like, an actual funnel is when you run a support mid lane. They don't take any farm in mid. They just hold the lane. Then the Twitch or whoever you're funneling with only goes to mid and basically just collects all the farm. So yeah. So you can see me in the chat right now is typing Challenger NEEKO one trick, by the way, because again in my mind that was playing on me. And you know, a few episodes ago we did chat about the softwares. Like, is it good to have these softwares? And the vast majority of you were like, yeah, like, you know, if there's information available, you should use all information possible to your advantage. Now, before I go into that point, you see me saying, I dislike this build, but I gotta do it versus NEEKO. Now, some people may go, Huz, you said this build is bad. It is. I don't like it. So the build that we're running, as you can see, we're running Rejuve beats. So I call this build relatively bad, or at least it's bad for a lot of people. They do it in the wrong way. If I was ever against a Renekton or a Bruiser, I'm no way doing the Rejuve build. But when you're against a range matchup, that all they are looking to do is poke you out, harass you, get you low health to basically force you into a mistake, that is when the Rejuve build is really good, because you're basically limiting their harass by getting a lot of health regen. So yeah, I never would do this build. I wouldn't rate good Darius players at all if they did this build against other bruisers. But in this instance, I think it's the best thing to do. So that's lesson number one, how to deal with this range matchup. The Rejuve build is definitely popular or very good to do in this instance. But as for our team comp, you've noticed that like it's a weird team comp. We've got 2 AD carries. We've got 2 supports, and then you've got a Darius. So in the back of my mind, you know, you are kind of thinking, am I building tank Darius this game? Which is a very big possibility, because like you clearly don't need Darius's damage this game when you've got this comp. You just need survival. You need to be a distraction for your team to just kill everything. So in the back of my mind, I am kind of thinking maybe I'm just going to go tank Darius this game, and that'll be that. But obviously, we're going to have to see how this game goes. Right now, we are, you know, having a slight lead. I obviously started recording a little bit late, and we did get a first blood from an invade. Meanwhile, bot lane is also winning themselves. The center on the enemy team is already 0-2. And I will say, again, I don't know if it's just me. I do not think that center AD carry is good at all. Like, I was playing last night, and it's not going to be an episode, but I won a game last night playing in my own time, and I had a center AD carry, and I had a Lucian mid. The Senna was fed from lane phase, got a lot of kills. And then when we got into mid game, we started grouping. I was playing Shen. The Senna was doing no damage, and she was like pretty fed. And our Lucian mid was carrying, and he wasn't fed yet. And it was like, Senna just doesn't do anything. Like, I don't know. To me, it just feels like the champion does very little damage, like for actually like a carry role. But in support, I guess, sure. But I don't know. I don't know if that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. But I have never been scared of a Senna AD carry, because I'm like, you're not really going to carry. Or at least I've not seen one personally. But anyway, you're going to see me going back, and here we go. So we go for a play. We are getting invaded on. I don't know. We're going to hook in the NEEKO. Remember, this is a NEEKO player. We do get the kill. So that happened very quickly, but we just completely outplayed the challenger NEEKO one trick. So randomly, we're getting roamed on by a Viger. She flashes to try and get me. I dodge it. She uses her ultimate mistakenly. I go aggressive on her, pull her into the tower, I'll level my ultimate during all of that, and then kill her. So that was a really nice play. I was actually really happy with that. Especially when you do know, like, oh, you're against a challenger one-trick NEEKO from last season. Worth also noting, like, I don't know if she was just having an off game. We're also out farming her too, and I've had to go back 1 or 2 times more than her. So it's a bit of a weird situation. So right now the game is, you know, 1 kill for the enemy team. We've got 6. I've now got a solo kill. Technically a 2-1. I'm showing here, by the way, Season 9 challenger NEEKO one-trick. Like, really confused me, but like everybody has off games, I guess. But yeah, like that was the play. I get what they're trying to do, right? The game's going bad. We have to try and kill the Darius. Viger's even roaming to help. We even get Viger flash now. You know, we have to do something where they're going to go for an all-in on the Darius, and it just didn't work. Another thing worth mentioning, and you know, I like saying this stuff because I think it helps for the greater good. The Viger on the enemy team, I've said it in a couple episodes here or there, is running the Glacial. Only bad Vigers do that. So the reason being is Viger doesn't actually need the actual rune of Glacial. He only needs the item, like the spray, GLP. He only needs that. He doesn't actually need the rune. So don't run Glacial, run Sorcery or whatever, give yourself higher damage, and then just run a GLP. You're really wasting a lot of damage potential if you are running the Glacial itself. It's just a waste. You can see like the damage output there by Viger was low, and yes, that was Viger top lane, by the way, NEEKO's disguise. But yeah, he just doesn't do much damage. So I do think it's worth noting that for like you see a lot of Vigers do it, but it's not worth it. Meanwhile, Jhin dies in the bot lane, by the way, and that is a pure and simple case of he was alone, randomly farming willy-nilly in lane and gets caught out in a 2v1. Like he shouldn't do that, obviously. His support wasn't with him and he went a bit greedy. Now, some people may ask, what do I think of NEEKO? There was a stage that I was playing a lot of it myself. Yeah, I think she's really weak right now. We've played against a couple of them, like a few episodes ago, if I'm not mistaken. We had that NEEKO, I think I was playing Kassadin. We were against that NEEKO that went like the attack speed build. That was like, what's the point in this? She ults, panic ults as well, because again, the threat of Darius and reminding everybody, I have no damage right now. We've got Mercury Treads and 3 rejues. She's still really scared of me. But I don't think NEEKO's worth playing. And again, I'm not anti-NEEKO. I'm a fan of NEEKO. I played a lot of NEEKO when she was pretty good. I just think that she doesn't really have a place right now because there's so many different builds. Meanwhile, Twitch gets a kill with his Lulu. There's so many builds that you can run on NEEKO, but there isn't. You see, I'm fun. There's just not one like amazing. You can do the AP NEEKO build. Well, it's not as good as other AP picks. You can do the attack speed NEEKO build, like we played against a few games ago on Kassadin. It did no damage. It fell off. Its lane bullying was kind of meh. Or you run this build. You run the Glacial build with the slow items. Again, especially for top lane, it's not as useful as a Bruiser. A Bruiser will just beat a NEEKO with this build anyway. Like, it just doesn't matter. As long as you're playing the matchup correctly. And again, this game, you've seen. I haven't gone for really, like, aggressive, random plays, getting frustrated about getting poked out. If you actually notice, we've actually not been getting poked out that much. Now, that's for probably 1 or 2 things. One, we're avoiding damage, or the NEEKO just isn't doing damage. But secondly, it's also the rejuve bead is playing 2 different things. One, any poke that we are receiving, we are regenning pretty damn quick. So yeah, NEEKO could be doing damage to me, but within 30 seconds, we get all the health back and we're completely fine. The second point they have to make is the higher rating you go, people know about what the strength of their champion should be and not. This NEEKO, obviously, good player, sees a Darius with 3 rejuve beads. She knows she can't all-in one-shot me, and her poke right now is getting heavily negated due to the rejuve beads. So, is there actually any point for her to poke me? Not really. All she'll be doing is wasting her mana because I'm eventually going to just regen her poke. So I'm using the alcove just to try and make my way. I do think I got slightly envisioned there, so she does run down. But that's the other point, is like some people go, why isn't she poking you? She could be poking you way more. She could be, but it's kind of pointless at the same time because my reju beads will just kind of regen me really quickly to negate her poke, and then she's just ooh. So you do have to kind of think about that as well. So another gank in bot lane. Again, people may ask, what do they think of Twitch jungle? Obviously, you guys know it is pretty much my most disliked pick at the moment in League. And I don't really see that changing. Like, I know it sounds harsh, but I just don't think good players play Twitch jungle. It's that pick to me that's like, I'm desperate for LP, like I've been hard stuck for ages, right, I'm going to play Twitch jungle. Like that's what it is to me. If you disagree, that's completely fine, but that's just what I've experienced. It's just, I don't know, it's just the way of things. I've never looked at a Twitch jungle player and gone, damn, you're good. Never. So, yeah. Anyway, just doing a bit more farming, managing to get most minions in the wave. We are now, you know, got nearly a 10 farm lead over the NEEKO, which, again, historically, against range matchups, melee champions aren't supposed to farm very well, but if you negate the poke with this Rejuve B build, yeah, you can do pretty damn well. Worth noting, if this video title, well, I don't know, this video title is probably like Huzzy versus Challenger NEEKO or something. You can do this build on other champs, by the way. This isn't just a Darius thing. If you're playing pretty much any bruiser and you're against a poke range champion, you can make this build work. Meanwhile, the enemy team go aggressive once again, thinking that the Jhin was alone. He survives. I think he had a stopwatch there, but he survives for now, and there we go. That's that. You'll notice as well, and you know, this is my point being, is like, Lulu is building an Ardent Sensor mid. You know, she's mid Lulu and she's building an Ardent Sensor first from mid lane. I just find that really kind of scumbag. I don't know why. It's a gut feeling. It's just like your gut reaction of how does it make you feel. I just hate that. The Lulu isn't a good, and it's just boosting the Twitch's stats. Like, that's all they're looking to do. I don't know why. It just annoys me. It just straight up annoys me. Can't explain it. Don't know why. It's deep within. It's like buried deep within. Anyway, they did like a crazy dive. No one's dead so far. The health bars are really low. Lulu dies. And I think that might be that. They might be able to get away. So in top lane, you know, just worth kind of also saying, where is my mental right now of how this is going? I'm incredibly happy of how this is going. And if you're in this situation as a bruiser, I need to sneeze. Is it going? It might be gone. If you're a bruiser in this specific matchup, or in your this situation that you're against the ranged champion, you can see her poke is still effective, so she might, you know, start poking me now. But when you're in this situation, oh, I'm 101, I've got even-ish farm, maybe even slightly ahead, and my team's doing pretty good. Give yourself a pat on the back. You've had a great game so far. Now, what you're starting now to see is me start to move away from the Rejuve beads and now start to build components for like Triforce. So now we should, and again, I did play this game a few days ago, but we should start to see a shift in how I personally play to become more aggressive, to try and get that solo kill on the NEEKO, because, you know, for this whole game so far, I've been fine with just farming and being kind of even. Well, now, I don't want to just be even. I now want to try and kill her. So that's kind of the idea, is that you eventually shift through the game, that you have to kind of remember that this NEEKO top pick is kind of a cheese pick. NEEKO isn't designed to be a top laner, so it's supposed to be bullying the bruiser in the early game, and if she doesn't manage to do that job, the bruiser, in theory, will outscale, right? So that's a NEEKO teleport, by the way, behind. You knew that because Veigar was dead. She manages, well, she dies. She doesn't get a kill. Taric ultimate saves everybody. They're trying their best. And, you know, what I will say, this replay episode wasn't highlighting exactly like everything to do with me. I wanted to show the strategy of Twitch jungle, I guess, working, because I think it's weird on my channel. For some reason, I think it's part of the reason I dislike it, is I never get good Twitch jungles. Like, they always just feed, and it's like, oh, well, he's behind in the early game, and then we've fallen off. Well, this game, he did well, and obviously it might be because they're duo queuing and building Ardent Sensor mid first, but it did well. Secondly, the play in top lane I was really happy with. You know, outplaying the 2v1, the Challenger NEEKO. That made me really happy. And this does show and highlight, yes, it's kind of what I'd call boring, but it does highlight, as a bruiser, how do you play against like a NEEKO with freezing items and they slow you? God, you can't get to them. yeah, don't try. Like, why would you? Like, you don't need to. Like, that's the point. Even if this game, by the way, wasn't like snowballing from the other positions, and meanwhile we go to the left, we cut off the center, which made her go right, which gives the kill to Twitch, and he's now legendary. But even if my team wasn't getting hyper fed here, even if it was just a neutral game, you have to remember I'm a bruiser top laner, I'm in my role, therefore I'm going to scale well in my role. The NEEKO's not in her role. Meanwhile, we get a double kill, which is really nice, makes himself 301. It's nice to be on the board a bit more. And you'll notice we're now grouping, because we do want to end the game as quick as possible, by the way. Our team comp sucks. Like, you can't hide away from that. We've got 2 AD carries, 2 supports, and a Darius. We're lacking a lot of damage areas, like AP damage in late game. We're very, very squishy. If Taric ultimate doesn't go off, if they manage to catch the Twitch, we're in trouble, like, just straight up. So we are trying to end the game now, like, which is a really good idea. And so I guess that's the kind of third lesson to this episode, is if you have a lead, and especially if you've got a bit of a cheesy team, which we do this game, you need to end the game. You need to try and end the game as quick as you can. Because if this game, meanwhile NEEKO goes for an all-in, if this game managed to go to 35, 40 minutes, yeah, our comp is gone. Like, we will literally just feed and go crazy. Like, Shyvana by herself would probably manage to kill most of us. Like, maybe not a Darius, but she'll kill a Twitch, she'll kill a Lulu, she'll kill a Jhin. Like, that's what Shyvana can do. So end the game when you can. Now, we do overstay a little bit there, I guess. We were just kind of testing the waters because the enemy team has been, I guess, somewhat passive. Now, I'm not sure why I agreed to this, by the way. I should have E'd, but we get stunned, unfortunately, a bit too late. Probably dead. I am dead. I get Viger ultimated with Senna ultimate. I don't know why I agreed to that. That was always going to be a situation that we got outnumbered. So that was bad for me to listen to the Lulu. Again, I know this is a slight salty comment, but generally the person that's playing Lulu mid is never going to be the best player, so I would generally ignore what they're saying. And I should have just done what I wanted to do at the end. Now you can start to see that the enemy team is trying to make plays. Like, the Viger's waiting in the bush, trying to catch the Twitch. He does a lot of damage, but he dies. So you can start to see, like, there are weaknesses in the comp. The weaknesses is that if the enemy team works together and they play smart, they CC, they chain CC, they do all that, they can just straight up kill us. Like, 100% they can. For us to win this game like this, we need to get the enemy team on the back foot. They need to be running away from us. That is the best position we can be, is the enemy is always running away from us. Because if they get the confidence to run at us, like then the NEEKO flashes in an ultimate, the Shyvana jumps on top, that is when we get in trouble. So that's kind of the idea. Is in this game, with the advantage that we've got so far, we need to try our best to keep up that pressure. If you lose the pressure, then we're in a bit of trouble. So I think I decided to go bot lane because my team's like, let's do Rift Herald. I'm like, I'm just going to push up bot while they do it. You know, we should, you know, it should be completely fine. As a Darius right now, if you're wondering what my thinking is, I'm not like, I'm okay at team fights. Darius is fine at team fights, but, you know, he's a great 1v1 champion. And this game, you know, you guys know one of my big weaknesses in League, and I've tried to get better at it, is I constantly group. You know, I never have, and again, here's a great example. I never trust my team. They always get caught. That's why I always want to group. And again, Viger's dead. I'm sorry, Twitch is dead again. I always want to be with my team because I don't trust my team. I am trying to find situations that I can split push more because I need to. Meanwhile, I'm coming in. I want Taric, by the way, to come with me here. We can kill all these. Like, I'm pretty damn strong this game. I find the Senna. She does heal. Get the first kill. Gonna continue. Gonna, you know, go for the NEEKO. Unfortunately, I didn't get that kill. I might get the NEEKO, though, with my dot. Do get it. That was an unfortunate, not a triple kill there. I think Lulu may have picked up one of them. But that's an okay situation. That's the enemy team kind of doing what we just did, kind of overstaying, greeding a little bit, and they get punished for it. You know, hey, there's a dunking D. How are you doing? But that will be the game. So a bit of a weird game. But I wanted to highlight it, again, for the couple reasons that we said. One, this is technically, we played against the highest rating person we've played versus so far this season, a ex-challenger player. We've had grandmasters, we've had masters. Obviously, I'm an ex-master. I haven't had a challenger apart from this NEEKO. And we did a really good job. We, you know, I do die. We did a really good job. I was really happy with how I played. I didn't give in to the frustration of, oh my god, I'm going to get a ranged matchup. I just did my own thing. We even out-farmed her. We even outplayed her in the 2v1 once. We did well. Secondly, I just wanted to show Twitch jungles can do stuff randomly. And, you know, other things here and there, like, you know, the Reju bead build that is good versus range matchups. Just don't do it against bruiser matchups, for example. So I wanted to highlight a few things in this game, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. But that means I got promoted to Platinum 1. So this game might have been out of chronological order, potentially. I don't remember. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, throw a like on the video, throw a comment, and very soon I guess we'll look into the damage. But we went 522, 137 farm, which is 4 technically farm under the NEEKO. Hardly any damage, but if you look at the NEEKO, for a matchup that she was in range matchups and she could poke me 24/7, she did no damage either. So really good. I was really happy with how we played this game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, throw a like on it, throw a comment, throw a subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.